Mel McFarlane. Welcome to Conversations with Al McFarlane. Glad to be here and glad to have you along. Wednesdays, we've been dedicating for the starting a week ago to Black women in business, entrepreneurs, uh, the business community leaders who make up the B marketplace. It's a virtual marketplace. Perfect timing, perfect opportunity for us to show some support and to enjoy the creative genius and capabilities of entrepreneurs in our community. Kudos to the Black Women's Wealth Alliance, BWWA, who's organized the B Marketplace. Again, the marketplace is virtual, it's available, and we want to invite all of you here in Twin Cities and anywhere around the world who might be checking out the broadcast to check out these business owners. Check out their vision, their mission, their sense of pride and conviction that they bring to the marketplace. I tell you, I am so excited and pleased to be associated with and to have my newspaper in this program associated with supporting these entrepreneurial efforts. Kudos to Kenya McKnight Ahad, who is the leader at the Black Women's Wealth Alliance. Kudos to sponsors including Bremer Bank and Wells Fargo, Neon, and others who support this work. We're actually looking for more sponsors to come on. So if you are in the marketplace and want to align yourself, your product, your brand with the work of Black women entrepreneurs, our doors are open. We want to talk to you. You can call me, call Insight News, or check us out at uh, uh, al@insightnews.com. Well, let me start by introducing my guests. Actually, I'm going to have my guests introduce themselves. I'm going to start uh, with Shanae O'Neill. Shanae, are you there? And I'm not hearing anyone. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Uh, well, let's start with I see Mia and Brianna Williamson. Their business is Love My Natural. Hey, how are you doing?
MYA, not MIA.
How do you pronounce it?
MYA.
How do you pronounce it? How do you say it?
Maya.
Maya, not Mia. Well, thank you for correcting me. It's so good to see you. I know that you're going to steal the show today, and I'm okay with that because you really are just a beautiful person. So thank you for being here. Love my natural. Brianna and Maya, tell me about it.
Awesome. May I go first?
Always.
Awesome. Thank you. So
Amazing.
Love My Natural is a business that we created with Maya roughly 2 years ago when she was 4, to reflect her growing vision of what it meant to be a child trying to love their natural being, their natural hair more specifically. And so through publishing books with her and developing merchandise that goes along with that work, Love My Natural has grown to be not just an LLC, but also a 501c3 that allows us to ship free books to children via her Brown Girl Magic Happy Mail initiative.
Maya, tell me about this project.
Tell me about your business.
It's about me.
The camera's up there, honey.
It's about me.
So you get to act like we're on YouTube. So just take a deep breath and then just tell them about Love My Natural, your business, what you do, and why it's important to you.
It's my business is important to me because
You're okay. I mean, it's okay.
Okay.
You're doing just fine.
Because I want to make people happy.
Wow.
Okay. Big girl, just use your big girl voice. Hands down.
Because I want to make people happy, and I want their hair to feel natural and beautiful and cool, so they can live their life the way they want to, even parents.
Oh, I'm so impressed. You know, Maya, just listening to you makes me feel happy. And I am so proud of you and so proud of your mom and your family because I think that what you are doing is courageous. What you're doing is so, so, so important. And I can tell you that you are doing this work in a way that is beautiful and that is powerful. And I think that the whole world is going to be watching and waiting and clapping for you, applauding you, because they appreciate so much what you're bringing into the community and to the marketplace. Tell me about the books that you guys have.
Oh, do you want to tell? Let's start with this one.
Oh, yeah, let's start with the ballerina who lost her fro hardcover. So
Wow.
the ballerina who lost her fro is about me, the ballerina that lost my fro because I got in I'm going to the bun part. I'm going to the bun part because I was wearing a bun.
Wow.
So where were you going? Where'd you lose your afro at?
I lost my afro.
We'll show him after, but he wants to just tell him about the story first. I'll hold it.
I lost.
There you go.
At ballet. I lost my afro at ballet.
And why did you feel like you lost it?
Because when my hair was up in a bun, I lost my hair. But when I was on the show, I was dancing like a ballerina, like I had to. And then the hair, and then the hairband snapped. And then I got my afro back.
So you told the story in a book?
Yep.
Did you enjoy writing the book?
Yeah.
Why did you enjoy telling that story? It's a great story. What made it so special to you, and why were you so excited to share it with everybody in the form of a book?
It was because I...
Don't be nervous. Ignore daddy.
Seriously, this is my first time.
Okay. So I'll talk, and then when you're ready, you jump in. Okay.
Okay.
So this was actually our 5th book. And so our first book was Natural Hair ABCs. And so we had kind of started this book brand, if you will, that really was surrounding natural hair. And so we live in Mankato, actually. And so she was in a predominantly white ballet school. Sure. And she just didn't enjoy the experience. Some days she would come out and she would be crying. And so rather than to keep her in the ballet class, we kind of decided, like, we aren't going to make you try to fit in where it's clear you don't belong, if you will. And so we tried to turn that into a positive experience where we talked about microaggressions and the message they send, not just for Maya, but for other young women who are going to have that experience, who are going to go into somewhere and feel like they have to change who they are in order to fit in.
And so tell me about the rest of the books in this series. That's powerful. It's wonderful, number one. But I've got a gazillion questions. But tell me about the entire series of books.
She says she's jumping in. Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
What about this book called Making Change? I wrote the book with my mom, Brianna Janae Williamson. That's her middle name.
Okay.
And what is this one about?
It's about making change.
In Black history?
Yeah, for Black youth of Black history.
And so this book is, Maya, we were talking so much about Breonna Taylor and George Floyd that let's not talk about Breonna. Okay. Let's not talk about Breonna Taylor. Okay, we won't do that today. And so we wanted to shift the conversation to not looking at Black history from the lens of what always adults have done, but also what youth have done. And so we went and we found a mix of stories that really highlighted what youth have done over the years, like Sarah Rector, who was the first Black millionaire, right? And she was a child. And so we looked at these different stories to kind of balance the Emmett Tills and the Birmingham church explosion and things of that nature. And so we looked at what are some critical conversations. Maya's homeschooled. We declined to take the funding for secular materials. So we create most of our own. And so the things that we needed for her, we also started to publish so that other youth would have access to those materials also.
So that's 2 titles I've seen, right? 2
Yeah.
so far. What else do you have?
This is our first book. Actually, the girl version is our first book, but this is the second version.
And that's Natural Hair ABCs for Boys.
Yeah, our ABCs for Boys, wrote by Maya Williamson, Brianna Williamson, Nani Williamson.
Yep. And how about this one? This one's We the People.
Yeah, because we are the people.
Yep, from apartheid to Black pride. And so this one covers the A to Z from those topics. This one again was so the characters on this book have on the Colin Kaepernick jersey, and then the girl has George Floyd on her shirt. And so this is really indicative of the time that we were in last year, really trying to explain what she was seeing. Yes, the girl is you. And then this book talks about sundown towns.
And it also is for that's why, it's for ABCs too.
Yeah.
Just like natural hair ABC.
And what is M for?
M is for magic, like black girl, magic, and black.
And how about we have no knock warrant, right? So
yeah, so N is for no knock warrant.
And we did justice for who?
Breonna Taylor.
Yeah, awesome. So that was that book.
Around this one.
We did natural ABCs. What about this one? That one's really fun.
Yeah.
So that's the hip hop and
third
Easter
book or something.
It is.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Love it. That's the third book.
This is our third book. That was the back that I was just showing you. This is the front. It's all about
a hip hop and Easter egg hunt.
Yeah. So
listen, Maya, you are so phenomenal. I'm just amazed. So I want to encourage you to keep the work up, keep doing what you're doing. At the rate you're going, you're going to fill a library up before you're 25 years old, I think. How old are you, Maya?
6.
So is it difficult to take on topics?
6-year-old kidpreneur.
A 6-year-old kidpreneur. Is it difficult to take on topics that mostly adults deal with? You've used some words and you're dealing with public affairs issues that I think most parents keep their kids away from. But here you are writing books about difficult things. How do you feel about that?
Good.
You feel good about it?
Yeah.
And so what should other parents do for their children so that the children feel like they are heard, listened to, and respected for their thoughts and their ideas? What do you think?
The parents should let the kids do whatever they want.
Okay. All right. Listen, Brianna, I'm so amazed and so happy. How do people get your books? And does that explain the scope of your business, your project, or do more things than that?
We do more.
We did a selling process at Barnes & Noble.
We did. So this past weekend, she had her first in-store book signing. But do you have a website? Where can people find your book?
www.lovemynatural.com.
Awesome. So www.lovemynatural.com.
I already said it.
Before we close the program, I'm going to ask you to pull up the website and do a screen share. And kind of walk us through it. So thank you so much. I'm Al McFarlane. This is Conversations with Al McFarlane. Today's program, every Wednesday from now through the end of January, will focus on introducing, engaging, celebrating, lifting up marvelous entrepreneurs, members of the B Marketplace. The B Marketplace is a virtual marketplace with genius creators and businesses that want to connect with you. If you're listening, watching, know somebody that wants to support Black business entrepreneurship, this is the place to do it. And I started off with Nichelle. Nichelle, how are you? Nichelle Shannon. Are you able to hear me, Nichelle? I'm showing you muted right now. Can you unmute? There we go. Nichelle, how you doing? Oops.
Perfect.
You know,
we can hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna leave the camera off because I don't know what happened, but I have to tell you thank you so much for interviewing my granddaughter. And here's a story I don't think you may recall, but Many years ago, back in 2002, I was this irritant that kept coming to your office when I became a stockbroker. And you were over at Lucille's Kitchen at the time. And so fast forward, I just was sitting here just thanking God, like, wow, look at the seeds you plant. That is my granddaughter you just interviewed. And from that conversation at Lucille's Kitchen at the time, Dr. Fagan was the dean at MSU. So
Mm-hmm.
he invited me down to speak at the Pan African Student Leadership Conference. Then my daughter was invited down, which is Brianna. Ironically, she ended up running that same youth college program. She is an alumni from MSU. She's working on her doctorate degree. And now here's the seed of my granddaughter. So all I can do is thank you for being that exposure for our community, because you don't know those 2 minutes, those few seconds that you give that exposure to what's going on out there besides just the newspaper. You have been an integral part of our community, and I give you kudos and I thank you. You and your daughter. The work you've done in the community is priceless and endless, and we thank you for that.
Well, I thank you. You know, it's I have to just pass it on to the people around me, my daughter in particular, but my wife and all the staff, all the people that have been part of the Insight McFarlane Media team. I pass the credit straight to them, but I also credit you, the community. We have such a marvelous and wonderful community of leaders and doers. And too often we don't get a chance to tell our stories to each other. But what I do know is that if we don't tell the story, if we don't tell our truth, it won't be told. So I have an obligation and a duty. And I thank you for both acknowledging it, but for being part of it, to helping us. We're weaving, we are crafting, authoring a future in which we win. And when I look at and hear Maya, I'm just convinced that the battle is won already. You know, victory is at hand. It's both inevitable and imminent. And the imminence of the victory that we seek is a reflection and is reflected in Maya Williamson and her genius and her presence. So thank you, Nichelle, for saying that. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Maya
So
will tell you. Maya, what do you say? You have to be the what?
I have to be the head and not the tail.
There we go.
Amen.
I love it. I love it.
I
Listen,
love you.
let's talk to some other colleagues here. Let me go to Sean. Is it Shanae? Shanae O'Neill? Am I saying your name properly, Shanae? Okay. No, I'm not hearing you either. So you close to your microphone, or can you?
You can't hear me now?
You're very vague. You come right into the mic. Go ahead. Now.
Yeah, that's how I am with you. I had to hook my phone up to the speaker in order for me to hear you.
Do you have headsets or anything, or something that you can put on, like a earbuds or something?
No, my headsets are dead.
Okay. Can you all hear her? I'm barely hearing you. So let's do this. You know, I want this to be a quality interview. I'm going to have you come back probably next week where I can hear you and we can have the technology working the right way, because I know that you got a lot to say. I do see you're rocking a message on your shirt. What's the message that you're wearing? I love it. That's great. So what come into the mic, talk about that for a quick minute. What's that message about?
We have to reverse already kind of what's implemented. So if we can't breathe, we will breathe. So we have to kind of push that in order for us to continue breathing.
We're going to talk deeply about that next week, okay? I'm going to have you come back and we're going to go into that. I love it. I love it. Let me switch over now to Deidre Isaac. Deidre, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. How are you? Can you hear me okay?
I hear you perfectly. And thank you for being here. I saw you smiling when Maya was talking, and so I'm feeling you, the support and the love that you're sharing. In fact, everybody on this call is lit right now. But thank you for being here. Thank you for your work, your entrepreneurship. Talk about what you do in your company.
Yes. Well, first of all, let me just say, yeah, I was definitely smiling because I love it. Little Maya, keep going, and Mom, great job, because that's definitely what it's about, right? I'm a mother as well. I have a son, he's the oldest, and then I have two daughters. So that always excites me, and that's why we're here. We're part of the BWWA, right? So my name is Deidre Isaac. I am the owner of Ashes to Beauty Salon and Beauty Supply LLC. That's just going to be temporary at LLC because I'm moving to bigger things. But so anyway, I have a two-phone entity. My As a salon owner, I just returned back into the suite after COVID and everything.
Hmm.
I had moved into a four chair like right before COVID. And so, anyway, I went ahead and made the decision to just go with the suite for now. Thought it'd be safer, yada, yada. So, and then the other piece of my business, I am, and I believe it's true to date. I've got to do some more research, but I know for a fact that I am the only African American owned and female owned business, distribution business for licensed professionals in the state of Minnesota.
Ah,
So, what that means and what that looks like is that I do distribution to licensed professionals only. So, barbershops, salons, estheticians, nail techs, massage therapists. Right now, um, I have four lines. They all are Black owned.
hmm.
One of them that I work with is Dudley. A lot of y'all might know. I've
Sure. Yeah.
been mentored by him him and his company in the last year.
Hmm.
Then there's three others that have given me exclusive rights to this area as well. So I'm working on building that. Um, as far as what I do within that scope of my business, I've been doing some research. Like I said, I've got to look into that some more. But I also believe I'm the only female, like only, sometimes you could be considered female if you're 50%. So if somebody has their husband or
Hmm.
a
Sure.
woman owned business. So like in Minnesota, for instance, I do know that there is a couple, but
Hmm.
she's Filipino, that owns it. So I know that there's no one else doing what I'm doing.
Hmm.
Um, And just to clarify, because some people might be like, oh, well, there's herbs, oh, there's variety, and that's awesome. However, they serve to the public. So, like Sally's. So, I'm like a Cosmoprof, if you've ever heard of them, or a National Resources. And their main target, like I said, is salons and barbershops and professionals, right? And then Sally's is kind of their baby. So, like a Walmart to Sam's Club.
Hmm.
Uh, so I'm really excited about that. I actually kind of brought, because I'm going to talk about my salon too.
Sure.
So these are actually, I don't just carry the hair products. I am also, I carry the tools as well. And so these are shears. This is just one of the shears I carry. They are quality. And I just, got to make sure I put that on there because this is what I do. Um, let's see. So yeah, I'm looking forward to building that. This particular part of my business, I have been doing since 2017. I have a brand that I work with that they had allowed me to get into that when I was an independent stylist when I first went on to my own.
Hmm.
But with COVID, I kind of pivoted more into the distribution, and I really enjoy it. I also saw the need for it. Um, Originally the goal was to have a beauty supply for the public because, again, our money is spent there.
Yeah.
We need to get this. I don't know how familiar you all are, but it's $1 billion industry. And we, a lot of times, are the main customer in this arena. We also are the ones who come up a lot of times with the ideas and the product lines. And so, with that being said, as I went into the field myself as a stylist, I realized that it wasn't just the beauty supply that I was being called to do, on a level for the public, but it was also on a larger scale. And so that's how I pivoted into that. My salon aspect, I am over at Uptown. And, again, that had to do with just kind of location and trying to find something that worked at the moment. But with that, that allows me to service the public. So hair services, beauty services. I specialize in extensions and locks. I'm also, my niche is also that I do, I do our hair, I do us, and I focus on us, but I'm also very diverse. So that's another thing that's different with me. I have a very diverse clientele.
Mm-hmm.
I understand hair as a fabric, hair, how it works for your crown. And yeah, I'm here because different things, it's a passion. I enjoy what I do. I do everything with excellence. Um, and from it, you know, I'm just looking to add and grow and help other businesses as well. Just do what I can do. So I am looking, just so y'all know, I am in Uptown. I do provide services as a licensed cosmetologist. And so I definitely welcome anyone to, come and, if you're looking for an awesome, fantastic stylist, I would be her. Then, with that being said, as far as the distribution, if you already have a stylist, because I don't believe in stealing nobody's people,
Mm-hmm.
then refer them to me because we can do business to business, because I also will have the products and tools that they are in need of. And I give back to the community as well. I just held a 2-day vendor expose and a networking event, and that was geared toward Black and Brown small businesses to help them get more exposure and expand as well. So what I do is not just, it's never just not for me. I'm working on leaving a legacy for my children. And while I'm here, I want to enjoy it. I believe that we're supposed to enjoy that while we're here, as well as leave it once we're gone, and build and help others along the way. So
Deidre, I could listen to you for about 10 to 15 more hours. You're saying all the right things and giving all the right reasons that we do what we do, that we must do what we are doing, and that reflect this commitment to excellence and the capability, the belief that we can serve each other and do that profitably. And you are approaching the market with this idea of vertical integration, operating on several different levels, several streams of revenue, and you're also talking about working in a cooperative fashion, that other stylists are not your competition, that you all are working together and you can serve them and help them serve their customers better, and that by affiliating with you, they can better serve their customers as well. So all the buttons are being touched in your work, in your enterprise, and in your story. I want to thank you so much. You know what you should do is before you leave, put your business name. You have your name in your introduction. Change it so your business name is there as well. And do you have a website? Do you have a website at all?
do, and actually give me one. Give me, okay.
What I want you to do before we leave is I'll come back to you and
Okay.
ask you to put up your website, share the screen, and just take a couple of minutes and walk people through your business products. But I'm so glad to see you, to meet you, to hear your story, and I'm sort of like with the Williamsons, I'm just applauding you and thanking you for being you. A wonderful interview. Thank you so much. Let me kick it over to my co-conspirator here, Brittany Alexander. Brittany is helping me curate these programs for the next several weeks. Brittany, you keep hitting it out of the ballpark. I mean, what you're doing and what the Black Women's Wealth Alliance is doing is so important, so phenomenal. And I want to thank you personally for taking the energy and the initiative to put these entrepreneurs together for this conversation, because we also are doing stories. All these conversations are going to be stories in the paper. When I get done here, I'm actually editing a story written by Brenda Lau Gray. She's our principal columnist but she actually is online in the background. You don't see her, but she's monitoring this and writing stories about what you're saying today. And these stories are going to appear in the paper. So people from last week, like I said, before the day is over, I'll finish editing Brenda's work, and that'll be in the paper that's coming up Monday. These conversations will be in the following week. And like I said, it's important. This is great content. And this is what we have to do for each other and what we have to be for each other. Brittany, talk about why we're working so hard to make this happen. Brittany.
Yes. Hey, everybody. Sorry I joined in late. Had some technical issues, but that's beside the point. But the Bee Marketplace really was created to help give local businesses a platform on a larger platform to be able to showcase their business. Exactly with COVID, and with all the things that have been going on right now, small businesses are really struggling. And so the Black Women's Wealth Alliance really wanted to give our local female businesses who are not really recognized as much, or they might be recognized, but just need some more recognition, a place to be able to sell their products and be able to gain different skills and knowledge through our marketplace to be able to be better business women, and to also just get your business going. You know, BWWA has a large network, Insight has a large network. So what better place to display these businesses versus in our own community, right? So that's the reason why the Bee Marketplace was created. It's an amazing opportunity for women. So many women are wanting to get into it. They're like, how can we get involved? And I'm sure it's going to be evolving as the years go on, but really want to give our women a platform to be able to showcase who you are. So that's the real reason.
Well, I think this is just so great, and I'm so happy to have this partnership with BWWA and with all of you. My job is simply to lift you up. That's what I'm here to do. So I'm hoping that we demonstrate that working together, we get more done, we get further down the road, and that, as I was saying, victory is both imminent and inevitable. Let me bring in Edrins. Edrins, now I don't have your last name here on the screen. I should ask you to put in your last name so that people can see it. And put in your business name. But good afternoon, and how are you? Good to see you again. Yeah, you have to unmute as well. There you go. Yeah, change unmute and then change your name so that your full name is there, and your business name.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
You have to multitask, so do that while you're talking.
All right. So hi, thanks for having me today. My name is Edrins Yali. And I am the owner and founder of Faith in Action LLC. It's a wellness collective. And with Faith in Action, currently I offer life coaching on wellness and also yoga and meditation classes. We also have apparel to go with that because you want to look fly and fit. That's the goal of that. And I recently added mommy and me classes for yoga because as a mom, especially during this time, having kids, it can be lonely. So one of the things that I added was the mommy and me classes doing yoga with my baby. And it's been really helpful to combat, postpartum depression and also connecting, with other moms during this time. So it's been pretty fun. And I love it. It's been helpful, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and just to be able to help other moms during that time, in addition to, other classes that I have, which is more in the nighttime, wind down Wednesdays, where you could, get your movement on. And also, you could bring him. Sorry, just a second.
Yeah, bring the star.
Hi, you just want mommy?
Yes. Bring him on camera and introduce him. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Can you get something for his face? Oh, mommy got you. Okay. So I have 3 children. This is my third one.
Okay.
I have a 13-year-old. My daughter's going to be 15 next week. And an 8-month-old. You okay?
What's his name?
Mommy? Okay. Okay.
What's his name?
His name is Jaden.
Say it again.
Jaden.
Jaden. Okay. Hey, Jaden.
Say hi.
Hey, Jaden. How you doing, man? Oh, he's precious. That's great. Well, this is what it's all about. Really, it really is. You guys, my Jaden, I can tell you that I grew up in Kansas City. My mom and dad owned the grocery store. you know. And so when I was like 8, 9, 10, 12 years old, I was already a butcher in the meat department at the family grocery store. Before that, my grandma used to make sweet potato pies for our church. I used to walk around the neighborhood with a box and a strap around my neck, uh, going door to door selling sweet potato pies, right? So I was raised to be entrepreneurial, and the interactions I had as a child with people in the community selling, goods and services guided me to where I am today. And I may have told you all this. My dad's side of the family is from Jamaica. So we're Caribbean, West Indian people. But when I go to Jamaica, what I notice is, are you Jamaican too?
I'm not, but I
Okay.
am an immigrant. So I
Okay.
understand, like, with immigrants, there is a lot of entrepreneurship there. And I also grew up in New York where there's lots of
Lots
Jamaicans.
of lots. Well, so the point I'm making is that in the country stores, you go to a store in the country in Jamaica and you see the owner of the store, but a 2-year-old is sitting on the counter. And if you or your kids want to buy some candy or some sweets, some penny candy, it's the 2-year-old that's selling it to you, or the 3-year-old or the 5-year-old. So the children grow up learning their role as entrepreneurs. It's just second nature to them. And that's why I love seeing and talking with Maya and with Jaden, because that's how we do it. That's how we do it. We train ourselves to understand and know the value of commerce and how we create transactions, and in doing so, create value and service. So faith in action, where did the idea come from? How did that emerge in you? What motivated you to be entrepreneurial?
So that name actually came after I had meditated, and I was just going through a lot before I started my business. I am an immigrant, so I was born in Liberia,
Mm-hmm.
and I came to the U.S. on, a self-care trip with my mom,
Mm-hmm.
and we went to New York, and the war started, and then we ended up staying. So in 2019, I got laid off from my job because of my immigration paper was expiring. So then I was like, I always wanted a business because, you grew up in New York and you grew up around people making money and, the hustle
Mm-hmm.
culture. So I was
Yeah.
like, I want a business, but I don't know what to call it. And then that name came to me and I was like, whoa, this sounds like really big. Sounds like a lot of work. And like as I continued to like grow in my own personal development, the business started to grow. So initially it just started with t-shirts, right?
Mm-hmm.
It started with a t-shirt. It was Pray, Hustle, Repeat, and then just the Faith in Action t-shirts. And then as I started to do more personal development and getting into yoga and meditation and really experiencing how it, changed my life,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I added the yoga and meditation. So originally just started with t-shirts and stuff. And then as I continue to grow, it continued to grow. Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you to go in on this whole question of meditation for families, meditation for women, and for children, and for men. I
Yes.
was doing yoga classes. My daughter, Batal, is a trained yoga instructor. She got into it. She got me into a whole fitness routine that we did the Insight to Health Fitness Challenge for like 8, 9 years. And that's pre-COVID. We'll probably launch it again once we're beyond the pandemic or the epidemic. But fitness is so important. And one thing that's ultimately important is keeping not only the body fit, but the mind fit, the soul, the spirit fit. And I
Yes.
want to ask you how that sits with you in terms of mission and in terms of your both conviction that this is the right thing to do, not only for
Yes.
you personally, but to share and to help build our community. What do you think about that?
I think it's my number one priority, to be honest, because like we live in a world that's just so focused on the physical person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not just the whole being. And as I started to do, yoga and meditation, I got to get more connected to the whole me, right? Not just the physical, oh, I want to be flexible, oh, this pose is cute, that type of stuff, but just tapping into my emotions because we experience so much trauma
Yeah.
that we start to disconnect from our emotions. And when you disconnect from your own emotions, you disconnect from connecting with other people, right? And as a mom, you want to be able to connect with your children. And as children, you want to be able to connect with other children, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just being more self-aware of how you feel and how you think and how you behave and how you move around in this world, understanding that you're a spirit and then your body is the vehicle for that spirit, right? And just taking care of that body and being mindful of how you move around with that body. So that's the priority in like Faith and Action Mission is taking care of the whole you.
And turning it into a business as well. My grandma in Kansas City used to tell me, like, my grandpa was a preacher, right? And so she called the family business church, right? And so she would say, I mean, my grandfather was classic, kind of always looking through the hills and kind of aloof and not perturbed belief. He's a classic Black preacher, right? But grandma was down to earth, practical. Look under every corner, every examine everything, inspect everything. But she always said, boy, you got to mind your business, and God's business is the biggest business on the planet. And so the thought comes to me that we have to mind our own business. And Edrins, our health is our business.
Yeah.
We have to make our health our business. And I mean that in the sense that the grandparents would say, mind your business, take care of yourself. But I also mean it in the literal sense. Health business is a multi-billion-dollar business. Deidre, beauty is a multi-billion-dollar business. You just said it, and that our people drive beauty on the whole planet. In this country, we spend the money because we appreciate beauty and we invest in beauty. So if we figure out how we continually invest in beauty, invest in health, invest in knowledge, education, and loving my natural self, we begin to be part of changing, continuing the change that we mean to humanity. Because I think that's what this is all about, is us becoming our real and true natural selves.
Yes.
I had this thought one time. I'd say, what if somebody dropped in from outer space and they saw Deidre and Edrins kind of walking, just chatting on an avenue, and one would say to the other, "Who are those people?" And they would say, "Oh, those people, those are the entrepreneurs." Wouldn't that be great if the world could see us as entrepreneurial, and if we saw ourselves as entrepreneurial people, both committed to and succeeding and serving each other and serving our community through enterprise and through business? I think that's what it's all about. Maya, did you get a chance to pull up your website? Maya and I'm talking to Maya and Brianna. Did you guys pull up your website?
Yes.
Why don't you share it? I think you can share the screen. I think AZ can enable that.
Yeah, right here.
Okay, there we go.
Can you see?
Yeah, let's talk about that. No, that's so beautiful. That's amazing.
Love My Natural, www.lovemynatural.com.
So let's start.
Let's
go shopping.
Let's go shopping. Oh, what about the face covers?
What are those?
Those are masks that are for sale.
And what about these?
Oh, what about that palette? So we got
I can't see you right now, just the screen.
So we have a makeup palette. I'm just gonna tell them the colors. I'm not gonna show them because it's a surprise for them.
We'll show them when we get back on, but you can read some of the colors. So we realized last year that I'll tell them about them. We realized last year when she had a space in the Mall of America that Black women bought more of her cosmetic products than her books. But Black men bought more of her books. By and large, they'd say, "Give me the box of books for my daughter." So we kind of got clever and created an eyeshadow palette. Because
it kind of looks like a book, but you have to open it from the front, and it has like
all the different colors. And tell us about the colors.
So the colors are, one of the colors are called Purple Rain, which is really pretty purple, and then Georgia Peach, and then Alpha Mud, and then Wavy White.
What about You Matter?
Fairy Dust, and then You Matter, which is really pretty.
Awesome.
Princess, Bossy, and 24 came out.
Now this is what they can see. What about these? So we worked with another company out of Ohio to wholesale their product, and it's called Browndages.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Browndages in all of the different things that you see. We have them for boys, girls, a unisex, and then one that's the assorted shades of melanin. The assorted shades of melanin. It's a cough drop. We have Papaya Baby, which is her natural hair care line. What are you see? What do
I know.
There you go.
Thank you. So we have Papaya Baby, Sweet as Papaya, 2-in-1 shampoo and body wash. It's for kinks, curls, and everything in between. No parabens, no dyes, or bad vibes. Tear-free formula with biotin oil and... Mom,
Okay,
I have to read it. Don't giggle.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm impressed. You read really nicely.
She really does.
Even though I'm 6, kids can still read. Some kids can't even read when they're 6. So I'm the smartest kid in the world.
Okay. We'll run with that. We can stop sharing whatever you're ready. So we have the books. We have the hair care. We argued last year. We argued in Old Navy because she couldn't find a swimsuit that she loved. And so we went home and created the swimsuit line. And so this is the designs that you see.
Well, I still have that orange.
You do. And so these are just some. They go with the book Ballerina. We have some of the ones that have the different characters.
Like the one for
this is one of the bed sets.
It has 5 or 10 different sizes. So there's big size, medium size, small size, and that's pretty much all.
Yeah.
All and then sizes, and I'm a 7, 8. I'm actually a 9, 10 now because
And then last thing, Candy Color. She's always wanted to dye her natural hair, and this is her line of temporary hair color wax. I'm sorry, that was an accident. There you go with the orange hair, right? Candy corn orange, and she has roughly 12 or 13 different colors that we formulated with that. So
and it's temporary. It's not permanent. That's great.
On the wash. So it's actually a beeswax base, but you apply it in their hair, and it rinses right out.
So this is amazing. I'm so glad to have this. Send me some images, some photographs that we can use in the story. When Brenda writes a story, you want to be able to, I'll say it to everybody, send me images that you like of yourself and of your business and your logos and stuff, because we want to promote you properly in Inside News and the stories. And then I'm going to call you back, or have you call me, or have Brittany connect us, because I want to buy some gifts for some of my family members. So some of the ladies in my family or boys in the family for your products and books. So I'm going to make sure we connect after the call so I can make a purchase over the phone with you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. I'm so honored. Deidre, did you get a chance to put your website up?
I put the link in there. I had some difficulty with my laptop, so I'm actually on my phone. So I don't know if I can pull it up and share.
Let's see if did you get the link? Can you pull it up and share it? AZ.
And then because I do apparel too. So this is my shirt. So so I'll have them up. They're not on there yet, but this is the Ashes to Beauty. This is one brand. I also have masks, so I'm getting those made as well. But yes, this is my site. It will be up for a while, but I am planning on working and revamping it. So if you go through, that's basically my page, just tells you a little bit about me. There are some of the lines that I carry, and as I said, all of these are Black owned, made for us. But as always, we have a history that I think we don't shine on a lot, and that's that we always make things like where I'm at is we are supporting us. They're Black owned. I'm a Black owned business, but we always make things that everyone can use. So all of my products, anyone can use, all textures. Everyone's welcome and can use this product line. However, it definitely is tailored and will take care of us. So there's none of that when you go in the store and to come into my shop and whatever I retail to you will definitely still be to meet your needs, and vice versa if you're working with me business to business. Um, I'm really excited. The other thing I want to add, I know we're going to scroll through there, is my other goal is I love listening to Maya, and I'm sorry, Maya stole the show. So, Mom, I'm sorry, your first name again, and I'm on the computer.
Brianna, Brianna and
Uh,
Maya.
and I'm sorry, what was it?
Brianna.
Okay, I thought it was Brianna, but we have a Brittany. That's what it was. Okay.
Mhm.
So, anyway, I definitely, hopefully, we can connect as well because, like I said, I am a distribution um, business. And so that is my goal. Like, I already have partnered with a brother here in the cities, and I'm going to carry his beard kit. So we're in the process of working that out. Um, and we could talk about that more, but just so that that's something that I wanted to put out there to you all, that I'd love to work with you and moving that forward, and being part of that distribution piece. Unless you want to be more like, in like where it'd be more public, because mine is distribution where it's going into the salons, and then the salons would be selling your products as retail. So
We
it
want it gone. We would be happy to do
was okay.
we are not we think about it in that aspect of almost like where there's royalties and how sometimes that's not as advantageous. And so for us, for it to go straight out the door to the people who need it the most, that would be our ultimate goal, and we would love
Okay.
to explore that with you.
Okay. No, because it's. I mean, I am. Y'all don't know. That's why I've been on here smiling cheek, because I love it, and I love she's excited, and that's what we want. But so yeah, so we'll talk later. But that was my website. All of my lines are organic or vegan, and except for one, but they don't have any parabens or any sulfates. They are all, like I said, Black owned for us. So you can go on my website, you can order. Now the website right now is only for scheduling for the salon. So making your appointments or buying retail products. If you are a professional, you would need to fill out, there's a form on there
Mhm.
that allows you to inquire, and then me and you would talk on that level for those that are on that may listen and you're professional. So that's how that would work. So that is what I'm doing, you know. This
Amazing.
is my
Simply amazing. Wonderful. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
please check me out. I
Yeah.
am definitely building. I'm still, accepting new clients. I love what I do. This right here is really just the foundation of the other things that I will be able to put up under that umbrella as I build and I help others build. And like I said, too, please reach out to me as well, too. I just did a vendors expose and a networking event earlier this month, and that was geared toward small Black businesses too. So,
Well, let me know when you do another one because I'd be glad to.
BWA, this is exactly, I appreciate the platform
Yep.
because that's what it's about. I'm excited to be here. I just want to give them a shout out too
Yep.
while I'm here. And, I've known Kenya for a while, and she's always been a phenomenal lady. I've done a lot of work in the community. Some people y'all might not recognize me, but that's okay. I'll be behind the scenes sometimes. But I truly just, it's about bringing Black Wall Street back. It's about
Yep.
evolving. It's about, us being in our rightful places and, being the heir to the thrones, which we are. And so, I could go on as well. So I'm just going to wrap it up. But I love what I do. I'm passionate about what I do. And, I want to see all of us win. If I win, you win. If you win, I win. And then it just builds us as a community, which then is whole, even on a broader spectrum, we will all be better. So that's who I am. I look forward to seeing you. If you, like I said, if you're looking for a great stylist, I'm here. I'm diverse. So anybody that has hair can sit in my chair. Also, my salon tag too is where inner and outer beauty meet. So they come together and let me help you enhance your unique beauty. Thank you.
Awesome. Wonderful. Wonderful. That's amazing. Great. Edrins, did you pull up your website? Do you have a website?
Were you not able to, from the chat?
No,
Can you,
we showed yours. We showed yours. We did show yours. But what were you going to say?
Yes, I do have a website. Let me see. Just a second.
Oh, is that yours?
Yeah, because I'm on my phone and then I'm just gonna switch it to my laptop. So just
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll just see what you got there and share your story. So while you're doing that, listen, sisters, this is just wonderful. I'm so glad to be with you. I'm so glad to be able to interview you, to help you tell your story. You are creating history as you always have and as you always will. And my job is to have the good sense to recognize it when I see it. And what I see right now is history unfolding in front of us. I see genius, and I see leadership, I see success, and I see power. And I want to acknowledge that in you. When I meet you, I'm looking at the creator, right? What you reflect and you walk in and you represent and you are the embodiment of the creator. So I simply want to acknowledge you for who you are, who you've always been, and for who you're going to be as well. I don't know if we're able to, if she's going to be able to come back with her website in a second. Brittany, any closing thoughts? We got about 5 more minutes here to wrap it up, but this has been just a great show. Brittany, what are you thinking?
I think that I'm so happy that the B Marketplace is here because I did not know about half of the women on the B Marketplace until the B Marketplace actually started. And that was giving me a different appreciation for Black women-owned businesses because the things that I've seen on the B Marketplace, the products and things, I'm like, man, I go out and buy this stuff at the mall. Here it is locally, and now I have access to it. And so I'm grateful for this opportunity to even be working with it. To even work with the women one-on-one, I'm very proud to be able to provide them different marketing tips and things like that and see the growth that they have.
Good job, Brittany.
Hey, thank you.
Welcome.
And let me tell you the background. I've known Bree for so long. We went to college together and we were such good friends in college. Maya, I knew your mom before you was even thought about, it's like, so now to see Maya, as this.
I'm happy to see you too, Brittany.
Oh, Maya, see, this type of stuff make my heart smile because I love listening to Maya Bree. They're so intelligent.
Loves listening.
Your hair, it's very hard to find stylists sometimes who are traditional. Sometimes you got these new stylists,
like
different stuff. And I'm glad to hear from you and to know that there's somebody traditional out there who still is doing the traditional styling. So I definitely will be recommending people to you. Indrance, I know you're probably getting your website up, but you've been she was in the B Marketplace last year. Just to even know there's some type of yoga support and things for Black women to get involved in, I believe is great. It's a really beautiful experience, and I'm just excited to be involved in it. Maya gives my daughter inspiration. I have a 3-year-old daughter. She's inspiring me to get her into a business now.
Sure.
They can still hear you. Say one last thing so I can mute you, please.
Idris, did you get your website up or not?
I'm pulling it up on my laptop. The laptop had shut off as soon as it happened.
Okay.
But I can give you the website if someone. Let's see. The website is faithinaction.co.
Okay.
So faithinaction.co.
Okay. People can check it out. Well, I'm going to look at that too. And let me ask all of you to send me a note and send me some pictures of you that you like. Send them to al@insightnews.com. So I'll have pictures to use of your businesses or of you, a picture of you that you like with the story that we write next week from this interview. There we go.
Yes. So join the tribe. It's yoga, meditation, and wellness coaching. So on the shop is our merch. And with the classes and stuff, that's one part of the classes is the coaching and yoga. And then I just added yoga mats. I'm excited about that. Shout out to the um, Black Women Wealth Alliance for helping me with that. And then on the, let's see, if you go to work with Edris, it does show more of the offerings. So this year I had Jadance,
Mhm.
and I started to be more intentional about my birthing experience, right? It's a
Mhm.
13-year gap between my older son and Jaden's. So
Mhm.
I had a mindful birth experience, which, throughout my pregnancy, I did yoga, I did meditation, and just was out walking around and stuff. So I actually created a class called the Mindful Birth Workshop that shares more on that. So that's Jadance and I for the Mommy and Me yoga class. And I also started a mental health therapy fund. It's called the Faith in Action Therapy Fund because last year I was in therapy 3 days a week, y'all.
Mhm.
And I'm really thankful because with schools closing down, my business wasn't doing as well because I was teaching yoga and meditation in schools. And
Mhm.
when it transitioned to virtual, there was a lot of different changes. So I was sad about that. And then, God was like, there's the internet. I was like, you're right, God. So then I started getting into virtual classes. So I'm that's
I'm
just
so
pretty much it is. I have a winter
well.
wellness workshop as well.
Yeah, yeah. I'm so happy to hear this. I do therapy. I have therapy once a week, and the point for me is to talk about it. That's what we have to start doing. Is talking about uh, the tools and resources and assets in our community to help us continue on the path towards becoming our true and best selves. And we have to be not afraid to talk about the fact that we're human beings and we have challenges and we have fears and we have doubts sometimes. And we have to be like other people that have discovered that there is genius, there's training, there is wisdom, understanding in and among us, right? That we simply have to tap into and that we can do it as part of this mantra that I shared earlier of minding your business. We
Yes.
can be and do business with each other. And the business includes the business of healing and the business of repairing our stature and repairing and rebuilding and creating, of crafting, of knitting a future in which we win. Listen, I want to thank all of you so much for being here. My email address, al@insightnews.com. Send me some photographs and more information. I'm going to try to do all I can to make sure that I buy something. I want to spend money with each of your businesses. And the next time, I want you to be able to tell everybody, Al McFarlane spent some money with me. So, I want you to hold me to it. And my goal is
Well,
to say, to brag that I spent some money with Deidre and I spent money with Brianna and Maya. I spent money with Edrins, and I'm spending money joyfully and successfully and to my own benefit with members of the B Marketplace, the Black Women's Wealth Alliance. I'm making that a cause. So I'm asking our viewers and listeners to join me in the cause. We're going to spend money with each other. We're going to grow. Somebody said we're going to spend ourselves, we're going to purchase our way out of poverty. Use our money, our wealth to create wealth. That's what we're doing. Listen, thanks everybody. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.